When I was about 10 or 11 years old, I was sick and didn't go to school one day. My parents both worked and couldn't take the day off, so they told me just to stay in the house and don't answer the door for anyone, and the usual stranger talks, etc. I was sitting watching TV in the front room that has a big bay window that looks out onto a fairly busy street. I felt awkward with all the people walking past, so decided to shut the curtains slightly, and for some reason as I did, I noticed this man in his late 40s or early 50s with a scraggly beard and glasses wearing a green knitted sweater. He looked like your stereotype predator. Something about him walking past just seemed strange, but not enough to worry me until he walked past again 15 minutes later, in the same direction, as if he had just looped round the block. 10 minutes later, he appeared again and stopped at the edge of the driveway for about 20 seconds looking at the window. He then proceeded to the door looking and looked in the window as he walked by. It was an old Victorian sandstone house with big storm doors on the front that you needed a key to open, so he couldn't get in. He knocked on the door a few times, but something just told me not to answer it. He then came to the window, banging on it and saying something, but I couldn't make it out. Then I noticed the realization in his face that there was probably a back door, and my parents never locked the back door so the dog could come in and out as he pleased. I ran through to the kitchen, and within seconds of turning the key and locking it, the handle started turning and he started banging on the door. I just curled up in a ball on the floor in fear. He started trying to open windows, which fortunately were locked, and he eventually left about 30 minutes later. I dread to think what could have happened if I hadn't remembered the back door was unlocked. When I was 18, we lived in a little village called Brockport in New York. There's two small towns fairly close that almost form an oval. I've always had trouble sleeping and was getting really into fitness that year, so I started going out fairly regularly at about 1 a.m. and taking a run, usually making that oval route. It was a couple of miles run and tired me out nicely. So one night, I'm coming to the end of the circuit, and there's a secondary school down there which is near a back road which leads towards my village. Again, totally unlit, with trees on either side and then big open fields. So I'm under a street lamp outside the school tightening my sneaker laces when there is a ton of noise from the woods. I figure it's just a deer or something. So I finish tying up and start to jog down the road, the noise is getting louder and louder. It gets to the point where something is audibly coming towards me through the woods, and I hear the metal fence shake as something starts to climb it. Nope, 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 nope. I took off crazy fast down that road, like full-on sprint the entire mile or so, constantly repeating to myself, if it can catch me, it deserves me. And don't waste time looking, you know it's there, just run. Freaked me right out. I got into the village, stopped and had a look for about a minute to see if anything came out of the darkness. Then I sprinted back to my house. Still don't know if it was a person or animal or what. But to this day, I still wonder what would have happened to me if I hadn't started running when I did.